because I've been on y'all asses to make this amount of money, and this black man,
baby,
has paid it to me.
Who is going to tell Tyler Perry that black women are no longer suffering?
I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be.
Yeah. You know, Tyler Perry didn't just pull this out of the sky. These women exist, these people exist, and they need to see themselves in it.
Have you ever noticed that every Tyler Perry movie follows the exact same formula? A black woman gets beaten down by life, humiliated, abused, and traumatized, only to be saved by a blue-collar man who can barely pay the light bill. According to explosive new reports, Taraji P. Henson has finally called out what black women have been saying for years. Tyler Perry seems obsessed with seeing black women suffer on screen. The award-winning actress has allegedly shattered Hollywood's code of silence by exposing Perry's disturbing pattern of portraying black women's trauma for profit, and her words are sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. What started as a routine promotional interview for Henson's latest project reportedly turned into a raw, unfiltered conversation about power dynamics in Hollywood that has everyone talking. Working with Tyler opened my eyes to something I couldn't unsee, Henson allegedly stated. There's a pattern in his work that goes beyond just storytelling.
Tyler Perry hates black women, and I'm not saying allegedly because the proof is in the pudding.
It's almost like he's fascinated by seeing strong black women broken down. Can you imagine saying that about one of the most powerful black filmmakers in Hollywood? Talk about career suicide. But Henson reportedly wasn't finished. She allegedly added, "At some point I had to ask myself why every character I played for him had to suffer so tremendously before finding any peace. It's like trauma is the only story he thinks black women have to tell." The internet immediately exploded with reactions, with many black women saying Henson was finally voicing what they've felt for years watching Perry's films. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a Tyler Perry film where the black female lead didn't go through absolute hell? Apparently Taraji has been thinking the same thing. According to reports, Henson specifically called out what she described as Perry's formula for commercial success, putting black women through extreme hardship for entertainment value. Look at Medea. Look at For Colored Girls. Look at almost every female lead in his films. They all suffer tremendously, she allegedly pointed out. Abuse, abandonment, betrayal, violence. It's always extreme trauma porn disguised as empowerment.
I'm a little offended, and honestly, I'm still recovering from mea culpa. He has managed to make billions of dollars. Looking at you too, Issa Rae. One of them days, really? Where's our Legally Blonde? Where's our Pretty Woman?
She reportedly referenced Perry's blockbuster franchises, including Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Why Did I Get Married, and Acrimony, all featuring black women enduring significant emotional or physical suffering. Just look at the pattern. In Temptation, Judith cheats once and gets HIV. In Acrimony, Taraji's character gives her life to a man who leaves her the moment he gets rich, and she dies humiliated and alone. In Why Did I Get Married, Sheila gets cheated on, ridiculed for her size, and only finds love after losing weight. The formula is as consistent as it is disturbing. The most explosive part of Henson's alleged revelations? She reportedly shared private conversations with Perry about his creative choices that will make your jaw drop. When I questioned why my character had to be beaten, cheated on, and lose her child all in the same film, he told me straight up, that's what sells tickets. Black women want to see themselves overcome the worst possible scenarios, Henson allegedly recalled. According to the reports, Henson claimed Perry defended his approach by pointing to box office numbers and the emotional reactions from audiences. He told me, when they cry in the theater and then cheer at the end, that's how I know I've done my job.
It is becoming more evident that Tyler only sees black women as hardworking, struggling, great victims that of course one day are going to be rescued by a blue-collared black man.
She allegedly shared. That's uncomfortable to think about, isn't it? The idea that someone might be deliberately maximizing black women's pain for entertainment value and profit. Is Medea just another way to cash in on black trauma? According to reports, Taraji thinks so. Henson reportedly didn't hold back on criticizing Perry's most iconic character, the gun-toting, foul-mouthed grandmother who has appeared in dozens of films and plays. Medea is problematic on so many levels, Henson allegedly stated. She's portrayed as this strong black woman, but she's also violent, irrational, and perpetuates stereotypes that have been used against black women for generations. And yet, that character has made him hundreds of millions of dollars. The Medea franchise has indeed generated over $500 million at the box office alone, not counting merchandise, streaming deals, and theater productions. It's genius from a business perspective, Henson reportedly acknowledged. He found a way to package black women's pain and trauma in a way that makes people laugh and cry and open their wallets. But at what cost to how the world sees us? Would you turn down millions to take a moral stand? That's apparently the dilemma Henson has faced throughout her career. Perhaps the most powerful part of the alleged interview was Henson's reported admission of her own role in the system she was criticizing.
I don't know if Tyler Perry doesn't like black women or doesn't give a damn about black women or thinks he knows black women, but these storylines that he's concocting that's supposed to be the story of black women are so idiotic. I cannot take it anymore.
I can't just point fingers without acknowledging that I've been complicit, she allegedly confessed. I've taken the roles, cashed the checks, and smiled on the red carpets. I've helped sell this narrative of black female suffering because it advanced my career too. According to reports, Henson claimed this realization came after watching young black actresses following the same path she did, taking roles that required them to portray extreme trauma for their big break. I saw these talented young women coming in, excited to work with Tyler, not realizing they were being pigeonholed into the same strong but suffering stereotype that I had been. That's when I knew I had to say something, she allegedly explained. Talk about a moment of reckoning. Can you imagine the courage it would take to publicly criticize the person who helped make your career? Is Tyler Perry a hero for creating opportunities, or is there something darker happening? According to reports, Henson acknowledges it's complicated. The Perry paradox is real, she allegedly stated. He's created more roles for black actors, especially women, than almost anyone else in Hollywood. He's given opportunities when mainstream studios wouldn't. He's employed hundreds of black crew members. But does that give him a free pass to perpetuate harmful narratives about black women? Henson reportedly described feeling torn between gratitude for the platform Perry provided and concern about the types of roles and stories being told.
Tyler Perry just pulled us out of the sky. These women exist, these people exist, and they need to see them.
I've struggled with this for years, she allegedly admitted. How do you criticize someone who's creating opportunities when those opportunities are so rare? But at some point, we have to ask about the quality of those opportunities and the messages they're sending. Have you ever felt caught between appreciation and criticism like this? It's the ultimate catch-22. Is Tyler Perry really making films for black audiences, or is there another audience he's trying to reach? The viral claims suggest Henson has thoughts. According to reports, Henson suggested that Perry's portrayal of black women's suffering might be influenced by a desire for white validation. There's this unspoken thing where black trauma becomes more legitimate art when it's extreme enough to make white audiences uncomfortable or moved to tears, she allegedly explained. I've wondered if Tyler's films, especially the non-Medea ones, are actually made with the white gaze in mind, even though his audience is predominantly black women.
These people exist, and they need to see themselves, and they need to know that they're not alone and that people do see them.
Henson reportedly pointed to films like For Colored Girls and Acrimony as examples where the suffering of black women was so extreme that it bordered on trauma pornography designed to elicit strong emotional reactions. When your character gets HIV, loses her children, is physically abused, and financially ruined all in one film, you have to ask who this story is really serving, she allegedly questioned. Is it empowering black women, or is it packaging black female suffering in a way that's palatable for wider consumption? Whew, that's a heavy accusation. Do you think there's any merit to it? How would the billionaire filmmaker respond to such damning criticism? According to reports, not well. Perry reportedly issued a brief statement in response to Henson's alleged comments, defending his body of work as authentic storytelling that reflects real experiences. I've always created films that speak to what I've witnessed in my community, Perry reportedly stated. These aren't stories I'm making up. These are the lived experiences of black women I've known, including my own mother. Taraji has misunderstood my vision and my commitment to telling these important stories.
Man, when people tell Tyler Perry to stop showing those women on camera,
I think that's their own trauma's triggered. Because in the community, black community, we don't deal with it. You know what I mean? So if you're forced to look at it often, you will be triggered.
The statement also reportedly emphasized Perry's track record of creating opportunities for black talent both in front of and behind the camera. My studios have employed more black actors, writers, and crew members than almost anyone else in Hollywood, he allegedly asserted. I've created platforms where our stories can be told authentically, without interference from executives who don't understand our experiences. Notice how he reportedly didn't deny the central claim about his focus on black women's suffering. Interesting, right? Are other celebrities taking sides in this feud? According to reports, the industry is split. Several prominent black actresses have privately reached out to support Henson, while publicly remaining neutral due to fear of professional consequences. I've gotten so many texts and calls from women who've worked with Tyler saying thank you for saying what we couldn't, Henson allegedly revealed, but they're afraid to say it publicly because he's still one of the few people consistently creating roles for black women in Hollywood. Male actors who have worked with Perry have largely remained silent on the issue, while some directors and writers have allegedly begun private conversations about the portrayal of black women across the industry.
And in particular, I am drawn to characters who are voiceless and need a voice because I am such a big personality. I like to breathe light into those characters because I feel like...
Would you risk your career to speak up about something like this? It's easy to say yes from the outside, but when your livelihood is on the line, as if this controversy wasn't explosive enough, it comes amid troubling allegations against Perry from actor Derek Dixon, who filed a lawsuit claiming sexual harassment and retaliation. According to court documents, Dixon alleges Perry promised him roles and mentorship, but it came with inappropriate advances. The lawsuit claims Perry pinned him to a trailer wall on the set of The Oval, fondled him, and made it clear that rejecting his advances would have consequences for Dixon's career. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with innuendos, Dixon's character would die in the next season, the lawsuit states, and according to Dixon, that's exactly what happened. Perry's lawyers have called the lawsuit a scam designed to shake him down for money, but the timing couldn't be worse for Perry as Henson's alleged comments shine a spotlight on his treatment of others in the industry. The social media response to Henson's alleged comments has been overwhelming, with thousands of black women sharing their frustration with Perry's portrayal of their lives. Who is going to tell Tyler Perry that black women are no longer suffering? Wrote one viral commenter.
So we literally run the entire episode for him and he hates it. Does that mean I have to learn a whole new script? Yes, that's what it means. Mr. Perry on the spot starts rewriting the entire script and he's feeding me the lines to say, and the director is kind of standing on the side like, you better do it because if not, they will fight.
It's about time that this narrative Tyler Perry has needs to stop because black women are embracing ease, softness, luxury, therapy, healing. We are embracing a different life, and it's about time the representation of us change as well. Another pointed out, this hits even harder for the children watching some of these movies, and to think that all the image that is being portrayed to them is this tired, traumatized, suffering black woman. It has to stop. Others criticized Perry's tendency to make black women's redemption dependent on a man's love. In Tyler's world, a black woman can survive sexual assault, cheating, job loss, CPS taking her kids, eviction, and public humiliation, but as long as a broke blue-collar man loves her at the end, it's all good. The message from black women is clear. They want stories that reflect their full humanity, not just their capacity to endure pain. While Taraji has reportedly been defending some aspects of Perry's work, there's a fascinating contradiction in her own personal growth. In recent interviews, Henson has emphasized how she protects her peace these days. Before agreeing to anything, a party, a trip, a dinner, she asks herself, is it going to disturb my peace? If the answer is yes, she stays home with her French bulldogs, her wine, and her tranquility. She's also been open about hitting rock bottom before taking her first solo trip to Bali, feeling bitter, burnt out, and constantly complaining. That experience led her to prioritize her well-being and set boundaries. Most tellingly, Henson recently stated, I can't help you if you're not on your healing journey, baby, cause I can't take on your trauma while I'm trying to get over mine. And therein lies the irony. If Taraji doesn't deal with unhealed people anymore, why is she still working with Tyler Perry? This question has many on social media puzzled about the complexity of their professional relationship. And as this story continues to develop, the implications for Hollywood could be far-reaching. Perry's empire, built on showing black women's trauma, is facing unprecedented scrutiny from the very audience audience he claims to champion? Will other actresses who've worked with Perry come forward with similar observations? Will Perry respond to these criticisms by changing his approach to storytelling, or will financial success continue to validate his formula despite the growing backlash? One thing is certain, the conversation about how black women are portrayed in film and television has been forever changed by these revelations. And whether you're Team Taraji or Team Tyler, the debate raises important questions about representation, authenticity, and who gets to tell whose stories. What do you think? Is Taraji brave for speaking out, or is she biting the hand that feeds her in an industry where opportunities for black women are already limited? Does Tyler Perry truly love black women like he claims, or is he just addicted to showing them broken for a quick $1 billion check? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.